I have to apologize if you hear the fan in the background. It has gotten super hot where I live, so, and right now I don't have my air conditioner on, so, yeah. But let's get started. At the rich and peaceful blooming gardens at the Demon Slayer course, Tengen had walked into the coordinated garden where he was met with the other Hashira. Is she okay? Please tell me, is she? Mitsuri asked Tengen, who was approaching the pillars. Mitsuri, I've already told you too many times that she is all right. She just needs to make a full recovery, Shinobu had said from where she was seated on a soft patch of grass, waving the butterflies away from her as she started to get up. Yes, she is quite in a capable condition after what she had gone through, but I meant to tell you, Shinobu, that she is finally awake, and I recommend you speak to her about her crazy ideas. Tengen spoke, with a wide smile laying on his face out of pride and out of consideration of allowing Yin to accompany him. Thank you very much, Uzui. I'll be sure to check in on her after this meeting has taken place. Shinobu had spoken. Her usual passive-aggressive tone was sounding slightly more sneer today. My children, I'm very thankful for your hard work, but I am unfortunately not allow Yin to accompany Tengen on his mission, just as of yet. I would like to converse with her and make my final decision based on whenever or not I think she is able to handle it. I want her fully healed and restored rather than doing it more than harmed, Kayaka said to the row of the bowed pillars, revealing nods and approvals as soon after requesting that he would like to see Yin as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to get back to her flashy work, Tengen had replied. Soon after taking for the butterfly mansion, just before his journey could get started, a sudden purple flash caught off his guard, stopping in his tracks. He was now looking down upon Shinobu. Uzui, I appreciate you're looking out for Yin's health, but you rather not take someone who could possibly preserve use to you rather further damage. Take Tokius as Sana's example, or not. He might do more harm than good, Shinobu said, trying to prevent him from making his flashy entrance at the butterfly mansion or further injuring Yin. She's in good hands, so there's no need to worry, she said. She said, trying to convince him otherwise, only making him smile wider. Sorry, Shinobu, but the master wants to see her regardless, and if he sees as fit for the job, then she'll accompany me on my flamboyant mission. Shinobu only passive smiled before accepting Tengen's logic. He was right, after all. And she'd be safe, right? Surely, how could Shinobu question her friend's strength after she battled Kibutsuji himself, She has countlessly proven her strength and value to the course, and more than no reason to have any doubts. With a sigh, she stepped aside to allow the flashy Hashira to pass. Ha, I told you I'd be able to go, Yin said, triumphantly sitting up to her bed, a smug smile tugging at her lips, to showcase her satisfaction to the standing Hashira, who was quite bearably fitting under the short roof of the butterfly mansion. Yin, he still has to make that call before you're able to accompany me, remember? The sound Hashira reminded her. making her slightly slouch back down against her pillow. Well, why don't we go see him now, to get our clarity as soon as possible? Yin suggested, starting to diagonally remove the cover from covering her legs and starting to get up and pick her nearly folded democeracy uniform from a table. Now, if you'll excuse me, Yin said, starting to push Tengen out of the door with a singular hand, the other being accompanied by the uniform. I wasn't planning on staying. I have 3 wives to save, so hurry up and let's go to the master, Tengen joked and shut the door before leaning on the wall to wait for Yin to get ready. Yin, I'm so happy you're better. We were all so worried about you, Mitsuru explained, wrapping her friend in a tight hug in the fresh and great gardens of the Demosera course. Thank you, Mitsuri. I've definitely missed you all, Yin said before a beautiful child slid the great screen doors open. The master has requested to see you, Yin. Please come inside. The Yin requested on behalf of the Demon Slayer's master, carefully motivating for the Hashira to make her way inside. After Yin had made her way inside, she knelt on both knees before the master, her ears almost perking up at the sound of the screen door behind them closing. Mitsuri and Tengen could be heard talking outside before Yin's attention was turned onto the calmly seated man in front of her. Yin, I'm glad to see that you are okay. We have been immensely worried about your state of recovery after your incident, Keika began, Yin nodding in agreement. The very fact that you are still alive after a violent confliction with the supposed Muzan himself is a miracle itself. There has been a reason as to why the master was interrupted by doubling over in pain after a surge cough left his respiratory tract. Yin immediately got up and ran to his side, placing a hand on his back to support him as he regained his posture, as well as providing his cup of water before returning to her spot. Thank you, Yin, he said, making her nod in response, and a warm smile in return. But as I was saying, there was to be a reason as to why he didn't completely kill you off. He wouldn't normally let a creature live, nevertheless a mere human, especially if they caused him slight inconvenience. Perhaps your blood, Keika suggested. Yin sat, diverting her eye contact to the floor. After a moment of pause, she looked back at the master. My blood is able to do things normal blood cannot do, and I want to go with Tengen in chances of finishing the fight I started, Yin said, the severity of her feelings being displayed on her face.